Welcome to the Lounge Podcast, where we keep it sassy.
And serious.
Woo!
Let's take a moment to introduce ourselves. My name is Jazz, born and raised in Chicago. I love coffee and I love ice cream. Coconut is the best ice cream with the coconut flakes. So good. Sound down below if you like coconut. If you don't like coconut, I'm sorry, it's really good. In my free time, I also love to watch documentaries. I also love to fact check everything I read online. And also, like in documentaries, if I see something that I don't know, I'm like, ooh, let me look that up and get more information about it. So, just a heads up, everything we do tell you guys about, we also do fact checks because we don't like fake news around here.
My name is Lady Kai. My official name is Kyra. I was also born and raised in Chicago. I've been married for almost 2 years in March. I have a lovely bonus daughter and two fur babies. I love all my kids, furry or not. I do love seafood, Alfredo, and tacos. I feel
Mm.
like those two dishes are so versatile and you can just do
Yes.
so much with them. In my free time, I enjoy sitting on my couch, playing games on my iPad, and binge watching whatever show I happen to be watching at that moment. Currently, I am binge watching Girlfriends, and I don't know. My favorite character is William. Drop
Mm.
down below in the comments who your favorite character is on Girlfriends if you've ever watched that show. I love motivating people and giving relationship advice, which you'll probably get a lot of from me on this on this podcast. I am also a very logical thinker, so be prepared to hear advice that makes sense and is truthful.
Yes. Thanks, Kyra. All right. I know you guys want to know about our podcast. Like, what are we doing? What is the lounge? Well, the lounge podcast, Sassy and Serious, we are women discussing hot topics that start great conversations, such as relationships and dating advice, pop culture, personal growth, and ambitions. Yes, this podcast will be sassy. It's in the name. We will be bold but playful and unfiltered. We'll be tackling everyday issues with a touch of sass. But on the other hand, we will be serious by taking a deep dive into topics. Nothing is off limits. We encourage our audience to leave comments and questions below.
So we're gonna have a couple different segments in this throughout the podcast, and our first segment that you'll hear is going to be trending news. So Jasmine, take us away with the hot topics, girl.
Yes, so what's going on? So, if you don't know, I feel like if you don't know, you're under a rock, but the TikTok
Totally.
ban. Like, honestly, I never used to be in TikTok on TikTok. Like, how long have you been on TikTok? Like, when it first came out or
No, I definitely didn't get on TikTok when it first came out. I
same
think I don't know. TikTok was probably out for about a year, I would
before?
say, before I got on. And
Yeah.
even with that, I'm not a super like active user. Like I'm not out there making content
Yeah.
and all
Yeah.
that stuff. I am a silent watcher on most people's live videos.
Do you ever make comments?
No, I don't. I would like, but when they do the little poll thing,
Oh, yes.
red or blue, I
Yes.
participate
You
in the poll
participate.
for
Okay.
sure.
I love that. For me, I feel like same, like maybe a year or two after TikTok like became a big thing, I started getting on TikTok and then got addicted and
Yeah.
then started leaving comments and stuff. And it's honestly a lot of fun because then people start to like it if it's a good comment. And I'm like, ooh, I know what I'm talking about. But sorry, let's get back on track. So the TikTok ban. So basically it's owned by China and the US thinks or is saying that China is basically taking our information from their TikTok. And honestly, I feel like if they want to take it, they're already taking it. I feel
Yeah.
like there's so much information out there that I feel like they're already accessing it
hmm
without the TikTok.
Yeah, I agree. I was just about to say that I don't think that TikTok, if that's the case, if you want to take TikTok away for
Hmm.
giving valuable information or
Yes.
helpful information, then you might
Yes.
as well get rid of Google,
Yes.
YouTube,
Hmm.
Facebook, like
Yeah.
literally every single social media platform
Hmm.
or platform that provides people with information.
Yeah.
I don't understand why TikTok is being bullied.
I don't know. They want to, okay, so they say the lawmakers, and honestly, my issue, let me just tell you, their big issue is that they're seeing like child porn on it. And I'm just like, how? I've never seen that on
I've
TikTok.
never seen child
Not
porn either.
saying it's not on there, but
hmm
I've never seen that. And usually it's like what you want to see. So why are you guys seeing that
Exactly.
on your FYP
Maybe
page?
that's
Like,
what they want to see.
mm, mm.
But we'll just let them be great.
Yeah, let them be great. But hopefully, oh, and then supposedly Microsoft is going to try to buy it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think we have like, well, we're in February now, so probably
Mm-hmm.
like 60 or 50 more days before it might be banned, might be bought. We'll see.
But see, that's the thing. I feel like even if it is about child pornography or information that we're receiving, things like that,
Yeah, being leaked.
that stuff is accessible anywhere,
Yes, like we have a black web.
literally.
Come on,
But nobody is taking the time to ban that.
clock that T because there's a lot of crap on there.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's
I think they
crazy.
have their priorities messed up, but what's
Well,
nothing new with the U.S. government, honestly,
no,
nothing new.
seriously.
Yeah, but other things that are getting banned under TikTok are Lemonade, CapCut, Marvel Snap, Goth, Hypic, and Lark. I
I've never heard of some of these. Like
same.
basically everything after CapCut.
Only the first one.
Yes, I've heard of Lemonade. I haven't used it, but I did have intentions to use it at one point. It is
Mhm.
on my phone, but
It's
it's
still on your own
because
phone.
it is.
Okay. What is
Just
it?
because I don't know. People, it's kind of like a Pinterest, I think, where
Oh,
people get fashion ideas,
okay.
food ideas, like for recipes and
Right.
kind of stuff like that.
And did you download it because of TikTok or?
I actually downloaded it because of Facebook. Now, there was
Oh.
like this Starbucks recipe drink on there that I wanted to try. And so I was like, But then I would always see like different little recipes and stuff
Hmm.
on there that I was interested in cooking because
Yeah.
I do like to cook and, dibble and dabble in different flavors and stuff
Yes.
like that with my food. So
Hmm.
that's really the reason that I
Downloaded
downloaded
it.
it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Honestly, I get a bunch of food ideas from TikTok, and
Okay.
they give you like step by step directions in their caption or whatever.
Hmm.
That's why I really like TikTok as well.
That's pretty good. And
Mm-hmm.
I've wanted to start looking at recipes and stuff on TikTok as well.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time when I'm on TikTok, I just end up watching marble racing or someone squeeze sponges.
Do you like those ASMR things as well, or videos? I
Well,
mean,
the sponge squeezing is an
okay,
ASMR.
that's what I was thinking.
It is, and those videos can be quite satisfying. I never
Yeah,
knew that squeezing Comet powder and dish detergent out of a
I'm
sponge
gonna have
would
to
be
see these
satisfying.
videos.
No, it's great. I'll send you some.
Actually, Kyra, I don't know if you know this, but I think I told you, but I deleted TikTok because I thought it was gonna.
Oh yeah, I remember
Yeah,
you telling
yeah.
me.
So actually, I do not have TikTok
And you
right now.
can't get it back. Oh my
No,
gosh. Well, I'll
no.
just have to share off my phone or
Yeah.
screen record it and send it to you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think what Elijah does is like you could like download it and then send it, but like
Mm,
don't send me TikToks. I can't even get on there, man. I'm just
okay, well,
yeah.
I won't tease
No,
you
no, I'm just playing.
again.
But hopefully, honestly, hopefully it does come back by April 5th, April 4th. I mean, yeah, April 5th, April 4th. We shall see. But yeah.
I think it should. Hopefully, it does. I mean, there's a lot of useful information on there,
Hmm.
and it's just pure entertainment.
Yes,
Honestly,
it is.
it's pure entertainment.
It is. And honestly, I feel like I get a lot of like not conspiracy because half of the time it be real stuff.
It does.
And I feel like I get a lot of like good news, good information. And it's not the news, it's just good information because they're not the news, but
Hmm.
good information from TikTok. So
I agree. Well, I guess we'll have to stay tuned
on
on
that.
the TikTok ban.
Yes. All right. On to our next segment.
All right. So, you guys, this segment, after we do our trending news, our hot topics, we're going to go into the real meat of our podcast. And that's where we'll tackle like one main topic. So, in lieu of Valentine's Day coming up, we're actually talking about one of my favorite things, relationships and dating advice.
Yes.
Woo! Um, if you know anything about Lady Kai loves love. Okay, I
Yes.
am a lover's girl.
Love is beautiful. Love is hard, but it's beautiful.
It is.
Mhm.
So since we're talking about how hard it can be, sometimes one of the hardest things is knowing how to know if you're ready for a serious relationship.
Hmm.
What are your thoughts on that, Jazz?
Honestly, my biggest thing comes for me, I feel like with any young woman, they're always like, I want to be in a relationship. I want to be in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship. And that
Yep.
was me when I was younger. I was like, I want to be in a relationship. But like, you really don't know what that entails
Yep.
until you're like in it. But one of the biggest things I did before jumping into a relationship is like loving myself. Like,
Mm, that's a big one.
yes, loving myself was really big for me in order to like get in a relationship with another person because you need to know yourself before you can get to know another.
Absolutely.
So I would say, in order for you to know if you're ready for a serious relationship, you need to love yourself.
Yeah, I totally agree. Loving yourself and accepting yourself for who you are
Hmm.
is definitely going to be one of the first things that you should be able to do before you can get into a relationship. Because I think that if you don't know how to love yourself, then your expectations are going to be low.
Low.
And what you receive from your man,
Hmm.
or whatever, vice versa, as a male dating a female,
Right.
it's just going to be like you're going to allow them to kind of walk all over you.
Yes.
And I feel like also, if you don't know how to love yourself, you don't know how to love anybody else
Yes.
properly.
Yes.
That is because a lot of us have our own definitions of what love is.
Hmm.
And I'm not going to go too deep into that, but my definition is very much biblical. I mean, we can
Mm.
all discuss what does love mean to you,
Hmm.
but if we really think about it, First Corinthians chapter 13, check it out. It's one of the plainest definitions of what love is,
Yes.
you know?
Hmm. I agree. Yeah. So love yourself. Look it up as well.
Mhm. Oh, I think another way to know if you're ready for a serious relationship, aside from knowing how to love yourself, is think about what stage you are in your life. If
Mm.
you are
Yes.
in a stage where you're very much trying to figure out who you are and things like that, not to say that you can't figure out who you are, with a partner,
Hmm.
but you don't want to allow their influences or the things that they're into to shape
Hmm.
who you are,
Yes.
because then that could eventually cause conflict.
Yes.
So you have to be mindful of what place you are in your life before deciding, oh yeah, I'm ready for a serious relationship. Like if you're
Yes.
one of those people that are like, I need to have a good job, I need to have a car, I need to have this, and you don't have
Yes.
any of those things, and that's a criteria you feel that you
Yes.
need, maybe
Mm-mm.
you're not ready for that
You're thinking
serious
about the
relationship.
wrong way. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like most people that get into relationships really young really don't know what like a serious relationship is as well. Like
Mhm.
especially like when you're young, like I'm saying like teenage, grammar school, like those type of relationships. I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of those are like you're not really ready for a serious relationship,
Hmm.
like something that's long term.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like at that age anyway, your definition of serious is
Yes, is not.
it's totally not the same definition as serious as an adult.
Mhm.
And well, I won't say that I always felt like, oh, I want to be in a relationship, I want to be in a relationship. But one thing that I did know when I was young is that I wanted to be a wife
Mm.
and that I wanted to be a mom.
Yes.
And but I wasn't like necessarily looking for those things
Mhm.
as a younger person. I didn't even get into my first what I would consider to be a serious relationship until I was a freshman in college.
Mhm.
I think I was like 19,
Okay, yeah.
19,
That's it.
almost 20
Yeah.
when I got in my first
Serious.
relationship. Yeah.
Mhm.
And honestly, I think waiting was probably a better decision
Yeah.
because at that point, I'm already kind of figuring out who I want to be,
Mhm.
where I'm trying to go, and all
Yeah.
of that stuff. And
And you're on your own. Like you don't have anyone like mom and dad aren't there. You're making all these decisions based on
mhm,
Lady Kai.
yeah,
And that's
because you're
good.
an adult, and it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, mom and dad, you can talk to them
Right.
and have influence. They have some sort of influence or impact on your relationship and stuff
Right.
like that.
Of
Because my
course.
parents definitely did.
Mhm.
My parents were, I would say, pretty active in my relationship. Not
Mhm.
that I was going to them about everything,
Right.
but like, Dad, this is who I'm seeing. I want you
You
to
to meet
meet him,
him.
so you know who this guy is that
Right.
has my attention.
Mhm.
Mom, what do you think? And moms, they be so funny. They're always
Yeah.
just like, I just don't want no ugly grandbabies.
Ah.
But so their
But they
thing
want the
is
grandbabies.
they
Ugh,
do want
they
the
want
grandbabies
the
at the
grandbabies.
right time.
Yeah.
After
Yes.
you've found your husband and
Mhm.
all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
Because you want to be doing things in decency and in order.
I agree.
And we understand mistakes do happen, and
Yes.
we listen and we do not judge on this
Yes.
podcast.
We
So,
definitely listen and do not judge,
hmm
but we also do not condone. Well, I do not condone you making broken homes on purpose.
hmm
I'm saying like when you have like 10 different kids and then like five different baby mamas. I think that's kind of messed up. I think about the
yes, I
kids,
agree.
like I don't really care about the relationship. Like you have to think about it as like kids are going to be not messed up, but affected. Not
Hmm.
messed up, affected 100% by that. So you just got to think about that. But now we're going in a whole different topic. But
I
that's what
know.
goes with serious relationships.
The
It's a
bottom
lot.
line is we're not Nick Cannon it,
Oh
okay?
yes. Oh my.
We are not Nick Cannon
Nick Cannon
it.
literally. Oh my God. He said that he would be okay for his boys to do what he's doing, but not his girls.
Which is insane.
What are you? Neither
I
of
just
them.
feel like
That's
I
crazy.
think that celebrities having money and thinking they can do whatever they want to do is a
Yes.
different topic for a different
Day.
day.
Yes.
But I mean that double standard is insane, and I think
Yes.
that double standards in the world is a topic we should definitely cover
Yes.
on one of our shows because
Yes.
that's just a whole other beast right there.
Yes. And let us know down below if you have any questions about, double standards you want us to answer, give us our opinion on. Let us know.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, I think we've talked about a serious relationship enough. Maybe
Yes.
let's talk about how we can communicate better. So when you're actually in that serious relationship,
Yes.
obviously arguments and things are going to come up.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you handle those arguments, or how do you communicate without causing tension with your partner?
Yes. I think the biggest thing, what I've learned, okay, so I didn't say this earlier, but I am engaged. I have a fiance. And the biggest
Woo-hoo.
thing, the biggest thing I've learned is like taking a pause, like just listening. Like,
Mhm.
yes, communication is like the key, but listening is like right next to it.
Yep, I
Like,
agree.
yes,
And not just listening to respond, but
yes,
listening to actually understand.
digest, take
Because
it
I
in,
think it's so easy to just wait for them to stop
and then
talking
you go.
and then you just go, 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 go.
Yes.
And it's like nobody's being heard.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing? And
Mm-hmm.
I think that one of the things that me and my husband try to do a lot of times when we're in one of those tense conversations
Yes.
is have a solution based conversation,
Mm.
because it doesn't matter. We can sit here and yell at each other all day long,
Right.
but what are we going to change? How are we going to move forward?
Right.
And the other thing is, you have to understand that when there is a situation, it's you and your spouse against that situation,
Mm-hmm.
not you and your spouse against each other.
Period.
So when you can get those three things for
Yes.
sure: listening to understand,
Mm-hmm.
having solution based conversations, and then understanding that it's you and your partner against the situation and not each other. I think that that'll change the dynamics of your communication with your spouse or partner, you know,
Yeah, I agree.
for the better,
Yeah.
honestly. Because I used to be a hothead. And at the beginning of me and my husband's relationship,
Mm-hmm.
like everything was set me off. If I'm being honest, everything was set me off. And it took my mom to like pull me to the side and be like, yo,
What's going
Kyra,
on? What
you
you doing?
cannot just be tearing this man
Ah.
down. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And I had to really think about, like, okay, well, how can I, one, calm myself down, and then two, have a conversation with him where it doesn't end up in me attacking his character or belittling him or
Mhm.
tearing down his ego, because the last thing that I want to do is tear you down.
Right.
I always want to be able to build you up.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time,
I
I
want to
have
be
a
heard.
point
Yeah,
that
I
I'm
want to be
trying to
heard.
make,
Uh-huh.
and I want to be able to move forward from this so that we don't keep dealing with this.
Right.
And that's how me and my husband decided to have our couch talks, we called
Mm-hmm.
it at the time,
Yes.
where there were certain community rules that we had
Okay.
where we would use I statements instead of just
Mm.
placing blame on somebody.
Okay.
And when we were on the couch having this conversation, it was going to be a solution based conversation. We were going to have some sort of a resolution coming out of that conversation, and we try to keep a level tone. I know sometimes that's hard when you get passionate about what you're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not going to sit here and say that
It's
sometimes we
always
don't get
right.
into a yelling match,
Yeah.
but how do you recover from that yelling match is what's
Mm-hmm.
important.
Yeah. I've definitely been in one of those, and like for me, it was like a reflection of like I had to talk to myself, like, hey, you're over here snapping. Like, relax. It's okay. So honestly, I really checked myself, like, okay,
Yeah.
this is not what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go back 2 steps and just,
Yeah.
talk to them.
Because me and you have had a lot of those conversations of you saying, Kyra, am I crazy? Am I tripping?
Yes. So I guess like in some instances, like I said, sometimes you have to have a conversation with yourself and then check yourself because, sometimes you are the problem, okay?
Yeah,
And you got to check
absolutely.
yourself. Yeah.
You really do. self awareness is very important in relationship.
Yes. Oh, and another thing I did want to say with like communication with your partner, I know a lot of people probably have an issue with communicating with their partner and sometimes don't feel comfortable talking to their partner. And therapy helps. I think having a unbiased person in the
Hmm.
situation can definitely help you. So
I agree.
therapy, I'm gonna plug that every time. Therapy helps. It
Hmm.
works.
I agree. I haven't actually started taking therapy yet, but it is a conversation that I recently had with my husband. That it was something that I wanted to do,
Mm.
just because yes, I'm comfortable with talking to my family and my friends and to you, but sometimes I just do want to have that outlet of an unbiased opinion.
Yeah.
So yeah, and since we're talking about communicating and language,
Yes.
do you know what your love language is?
I believe my love language is giving. Like, well, not like giving slash doing. That's my love language.
I think that my love language is definitely quality time. I am
Mm.
a quality time kind of girl, and it's like I don't really care what we're doing. We can
Mm-hmm.
both just be sitting on the couch, not even talking to each other. But the
Right.
fact that we're both sitting on the couch, that's
Yeah.
quality time to me.
Mm-hmm.
You can play your game or watch a movie, and I can
Mm-hmm.
sit on my iPad and do
And play
whatever
it.
I'm
Yeah.
doing,
Mm-hmm.
and that's perfectly fine with me. But it's just the fact that
We're
we're spending
together.
time together.
Yeah.
And spending time together, also, if you're listening, hubby, when I ask you, do you want to go to the store with me? That's me wanting to spend quality time with you. Like that's one of
Aww.
my I feel like one of my biggest things. I love when he goes to the store with me.
Yeah.
And sometimes he's like, "Yeah, I'll go, but I'm not going in." It's like, "Oh, you're messing up the quality time now."
Do you be staying in the store forever, Kyra?
I try not to.
Mm.
But a lot of times that's why I want him to go with me to keep me on task.
Got it. Maybe you gotta tell him like, hey, hubby, this, and that. If you don't mean spending $1,000 each time I go,
I
you
know.
gotta come inside.
Exactly.
Is
But
Sam's Club your favorite place?
no,
Okay.
Sam's Club is not. But lately I've been going there a lot.
Okay.
So maybe it's becoming my favorite place. So I don't know. We'll see. But I am thinking about what his love language is. And
Yes.
by the way, guys and gals, if you want to drop what your love language is, feel free to drop that in the comments.
Yes. We'd
And
love
we
to
can
know.
also talk about what ways do you guys show your love language to your spouse.
Yes.
Um, but I don't know if me and Justin have ever really had a conversation about
Love language?
his love
His love
language.
language.
But
Mm.
I feel like his love language would be acts of what is it?
Kindness?
Acts of kindness.
Mm.
I think so because he very much so likes to get his back rubbed or
Mm.
stuff like that. And me, I am not a back rubber.
No.
Okay, I'm not a back rubber. I just don't feel like I'm very good at it, and so it's one of those things that I just don't really do
Yeah. You
because
gotta get like a machine or like something like that and just like rub it
girl,
on.
I have. I
Oh.
have bought him a back massager, a neck massager, a foot massager, but no, none of
No,
that is
that's
good
not good
enough.
enough. He needs your hands on his body. That's what he
Yeah, I guess so, but one
needs.
day I'll
One.
be a little more confident.
Hmm. But my fiance's love language, I believe his is like touching. Like he
Mhm.
loves just like
Physical
touch.
touch.
Yeah, physical touch.
Okay, yeah, that's what I meant
Oh,
then.
okay.
Not
Love.
acts of kindness,
Okay.
physical touch,
Okay.
because he's very affectionate, and
Okay.
I'm like, It's not that I'm not affectionate.
I think
I
it's
just
something.
show my affection in a different way.
Right. Yeah. And also maybe it's like not something you're used to too. I know because that was a big thing for me.
Well, I don't want to say I was touched a lot, but
You know what I mean.
but what I mean is, I don't think I lacked physical touch as a kid growing up because my family is very much so. Oh, when I see you, I'm gonna give you a hug. I'm gonna give you a kiss on the cheek. Like
Mm-hmm.
we show,
Love.
love through physical touch.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that I guess when it comes to my own personal preference, which technically it's not about me because it's
Right.
his love
Right.
language,
Right. Right.
physical touch just isn't something that I've just been like, yeah, I'm gonna put my hands on you.
I'm putting my hands on you. That's hilarious.
So
Yeah. I feel like since his love language is physical touch, I've definitely gotten into the touching. I'm like, you want to
mm,
touch me? I'm gonna touch you. So there's a lot of touching going on.
oh boy, some hands-on people here. But I guess since we're on the topic, with my love language being, well, I already talked about quality time, but I guess one of the ways that I do show my affection towards him or show love is by, like, I serve my man
Mm. You
every
do.
day.
You do.
Like,
You do.
I cook dinner.
Big
I'm gonna
wife.
fix that plate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask you, do you want something to
It's
drink?
gonna be a real plate.
No, sometimes it's paper. I don't really like washing dishes.
I agree, girl. Dishes.
But I feel like for me, that's one of the biggest ways that I show that I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
You've worked hard all day to provide for me
Mm-hmm.
and our kids. So now I'm going to serve you. I'm going
Yeah.
to treat you like the king that you want to be treated as such. And
Yes.
actually, here's a little joke. So me and my husband, we were taking this marriage class at my aunt's church. I come from a family of ministers, pastors, all of that. So church is always been a big part of my life and still is. And so my aunt and my uncle, they were teaching this. I think this was probably our first or second session. It's a big class or whatever. The reason I'm not disclosing it is because I haven't gotten permission to put that information out there.
Mm-hmm.
But if I do get their permission and their blessing, I will drop the link below.
Okay.
However, and they were talking about how your husband is like a lord or whatever.
Mm.
Now, there was some more context to this, and I'm probably
Right.
not saying it right. But either way it goes, my husband, he took that and ran with it. So
Ah.
every chance he gets, he's always like, I am your Lord. And I'm
Oh
like,
my gosh.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
You're not.
You're not
I mean,
using it
maybe
the
you
way.
are, but I don't know.
Yeah, like yes, but no. Like
I
the way
already
you're
have a
using
Lord and
it.
Savior. I don't think you're using it in the right way.
Yes. He's funny.
He's a funny guy when he wants to be, or when I allow him to be, because sometimes I like to be the funny one.
You are funny.
I think so too. I think you're funny too.
Thank you.
I hope you guys learned a lot about love. This is or relationships, dating advice, whatever you want to call it. This is just the first of many topics. And if you guys ever have any questions or have something that you want us to cover in regards to relationships or dating, please drop a comment below and we'll be more than happy to answer some of those questions whenever we cover this topic again. All right?
Yes, yes.
All right.
All right, let's get into our next segment, which will be little victories.
Woo!
So I'll go first. So I've been consistently going to the gym for 4 to 5 days, and I'm really happy, just trying to stay consistent. The biggest thing for me is like, I think everyone, honestly, like having those like doubts in your head, like always. Like it's always like, you don't need to go. You don't need to do this. And my biggest thing is like, even when I'm at the gym, I still be having those thoughts. I'm like, girl, you're here. What are we doing?
Exactly.
Like, so
I'm going to give you a cheer.
Yay!
Because honestly, I'm so proud of you. And I've not told you this, but I do admire your consistency and
Thank you.
your will and ability to go to the gym. I've been
Yeah.
seeing you work, and I'm proud of you, girl. One
Thank
day
you.
I will
Be
get
on
there
that.
with you, but it
Yes.
just won't be today, if I'm being honest.
It might be next week. You never know.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I do have a little at-home gym that I've
You
been putting
do?
together, so
Okay.
maybe I'll actually get on the equipment that I bought.
This weekend she'll put it together. Oh, how about the next
I
podcast?
put it together, actually.
Oh, it's together. Oh.
Well, most of it. I have one more thing that I haven't put together.
Okay.
So I'll put that together,
Okay.
and then my husband will also stop making fun of me because he keeps telling me, "You bought all this equipment and you haven't used it yet." And I'm like, I keep telling him, "I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it." So, and I've had it for over a month. So
by the next time we drop a podcast, Kyra will be working out.
She will definitely be working out.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold myself accountable, and I'm gonna hold you accountable to hold me accountable.
Yes, we're gonna hold each other accountable because I still got to be consistent.
Yes, but I think you're doing a great job overall. My little victory is I have been putting myself first more this year, and I'm claiming 27 as my selfish year. And I'm doing more things that make me happy with no excuses. And when I say no excuses, I mean not using my husband as an excuse. Because I'm quick to be like, oh, well, he doesn't want me to go, which is not actually the truth.
Yeah, they don't even be knowing about it.
No, sometimes I just don't feel like going.
Yeah.
I'm a homebody, so I enjoy being at home. But then at the same time, I complain and I'm like, I don't go out enough and
Mm-hmm.
all of this stuff. But no, I'm not doing that this year. I'm
We're
putting
outside.
myself out there and I am being more intentional with the relationships that I have with the people that I love.
Love that. I
Yep.
love.
So let me give myself a little cheer too.
Wait, no, I want to do it. Another chair.
Okay, another cheer.
Yay!
All right. Well, we hope that you guys have enjoyed us here
Yes.
today. And as we wrap up this episode, we just want to leave you with a moment of encouragement. Remember that love is a journey, not a
Mhm.
destination. Embrace each step with an open heart, knowing that every experience shapes you into a stronger, more compassionate person, all right? So, no matter where you are in your relationship journey, believe in the beauty of connection and the power of vulnerability, okay? Keep loving fiercely, communicating openly, and always choose to grow together. Your love story is uniquely yours, and it's never too late to write a beautiful new chapter. Keep shining, and until next time, spread love in all that you do. Yes, I was being encouraged
Yes.
myself on that.
Encourage yourself. I'm just
Oh,
playing, I'm
goodness.
playing.
All right, one day we'll have a little karaoke session here
Ooh.
on Sassy and Serious.
We are singers, right, Kyra?
No,
Did you ever sing in the church choir?
I did actually.
We're singer guys. We are singers then. I don't know.
Technically, everybody can sing. It's just a matter of if you sound good or not.
Yes, we sound great.
Mm.
Questionable, but
It is definitely, I mean, we're all entitled to our own opinions.
yes.
I do my best singing, probably in the car, yelling in my husband's ear while he's driving.
Yes, same.
Mm,
Music blasted.
yes. And everyone sounds great in the shower.
Yes, that is a great place to sing.
But I do want to take singing lessons.
You
Oh, no.
do?
I do.
Okay. No, for real?
No, seriously.
Oh,
I
okay.
do. I'm going to do it when I'm a stay at home mom.
I'm gonna do it while I'm gonna stay at home.
All right, guys, make sure that you follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, TikTok, and Instagram at The Lounge Podcast, Sassy and Serious. We'll be putting out a new podcast once a month. This first podcast is obviously dropping in lieu of Valentine's Day. So
Yes. So happy Valentine's Day if
happy
you're
Valentine's
listening.
Day.
Yes.
And make sure that you are getting taken out on Valentine's Day and not the
Yes.
next day, because you know what that means if you
Mm.
are taken out on the next day.
Yes. And
Okay.
if you don't know, it's implied. You should know.
You should know.
You
But
should know.
for those of you who still aren't getting it, it's National Side Chick Day.
Ah,
Okay.
you know, and that's not cute.
No,
And
no, no.
sometimes you don't know, but that's why we're trying to tell you right now. Like,
Right. We're trying to put our ladies up on game. Okay.
yes. And men, it might happen to men too.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm into.
You know, you never know.
Okay. Well, National Side Chick or Man Day. All right. Well, we are Lady Kai,
And this is Jazz
and this is the Lounge Podcast where we keep it sassy.
and Serious.
Woo!
Thanks for listening.